لا تنسوا الإعجاب بالفيديو والاشتراك في القناة تشجيعا لنا لنستمر بنشر المزيد إن شاء الله.
Good night. I am a world. I will tell you my story because my story is a little bit. And you are not surprised by it because we live in it until now. Before I tell you the story, he asked you for a simple and small request, like this. Like the video and subscribe to the channel. Because I don't see any interaction and subscribers to the channel. Why do I know? What is the purpose that Mama and Papa are always in trouble? My aunt is supposed to fix things between them. The opposite is not true. I hear my aunt when you come and talk to Mama about anything. You have to let Papa take part in it. I mean, for example, Mama tells my aunt that Papa yells and jerks at the empty and the full. Suddenly he finds my aunt, who responds to her quickly and says to her, "You are squawking, too, and you don't care, because you don't stop and take it and leave it." It could have been my aunt's response to Mama. Forgive him. And it is possible that he needs to be angry and make him angry and intolerant. And you can tell Mama my long mind on it a bit. And asmith and plump him and say a sweet word to him. Soothe and comfort him. I can't find my aunt. Her response will be Mama's signature with Papa, and things will heat up between them. Frankly, I hated my aunt, and when she came to us, he ran away from her and entered my room and did not want to leave her until she hid from us. And I came one day and said to Mama, "Mind you, Mama, my aunt is not good, and when she comes home, he will be slandered and 100 imps ride on him. When you walk, it is necessary for Mama and Papa to be upset with each other." I came one day, and I was in the apartment, like every day. While I was sweeping under the bed, it was a surprise. I found a roll of the navel tied together with a heavy need. And I took this secret and showed it to my mom. Mama kissed Mona and said to me, "This is the work of a fool and a veil inside it." Mama and I were surprised and told each other that no one would enter us except my aunt. Hey, Ellie always beteggy us. Why does my aunt do work for us and throw it under the bed? Why does my aunt do this? And I ask myself a question every day. What does Aunt Nawal want from us, exactly? And then you plan for what? And then, once in a while, Baba showed signs of love and admiration for my Aunt Nawal. I noticed the topic and my mother was overpowering her in herself and I didn't know anything. An accident. Almost my Aunt Nawal from the hour of her husband's death, and he taught her with a psychological state and nervous shock because he left her alone in this world. My Aunt Nawal is beautiful, and her facial features indicate childhood and innocence. And she was flirting with my father, and because of her beauty, she drew a door to her along. Mama also has blonde features and a little brunette face. That's why when you come to us and Papa is at home, Baba bacon mesh on each other. I always go in front of my Aunt Nawal and workers, throw looks of love and admiration at her, and every little bit he tells me to do something for your Aunt Nawal to drink. and I care about it more sincerely than Mama. And one day, I went for a walk. I saw my Aunt Nowell with a man and put her hands in his and walked behind them. I found the man who took my aunt and entered a casino and left the casino after an hour and took her and got into his car, and I walked and saw them in a taxi. I watched them, and then he took my aunt and entered a building, and I went after them, and then they entered apartment No. 35 in the building, and I went downstairs and waited for my Aunt Nowell in front of the building, and after 3 hours I found my Aunt Nowell, who came down. And she was working 3 hours up in his apartment. And when my aunt came down, I noticed that there was tiredness and fatigue on her face. And she looked like she would fall on the street from the effort she made in the man's apartment, and then I got into a taxi and walked behind her, and I found her and went to her home. Then I went and told my mom about what I had seen. Mama, she couldn't believe me from the words I told her about my Aunt Nowell. She told me a floor empty cloche like this on your Aunt Nowell. And Mama, until now I can't believe that my Aunt Nowell is a monster and a hero. And I told my aunt's Mama that she must get married in order to undo what she is doing, and also to forget the accident of my aunt's husband. And also away from us and MCHGLCHI Barber, and let him sing for her. And invalidate the business elite over us. Until now my Aunt Nowell every day with a man of form. And at night, you come to us. And you don't have any need at all. And I want you to tell us how to deal with my Aunt Nowell. I'm Donia Farouk.
لا تنسوا الاعجاب بالفيديو والاشتراك في القناة تشجيعا لنا لنستمر بنشر المزيد إن شاء الله.